Welcome back to another episode of Expertly Unqualified.
We need a
Dun-dun-dun,
little new
dun-dun-dun.
jingle for this part. Good evening. No, I'm kidding. Hello, and welcome back to another segment of WHAT News. I'm your host, Caroline,
I'm your host, Holly.
and we're super excited to dive into the weekly stats you didn't need to know, but now you know.
And now you know.
Yes. So, Holly, what is your weekly stat?
My weekly stat for this week is amount of times I've ate Trader Joe's frozen food instead of cooking. 7. I haven't eaten dinner or cooked dinner in a while.
That's okay. Their frozen food's usually pretty good.
Yeah, they're
What-
actually really good.
What sort of frozen food have you tried?
So I've had the burritos. A lot of the Asian food is so good. I like the fried rice, the orange chicken, the kimbap, so good.
Oh, I haven't had that.
Yeah, it's like a microwave sushi, but it's really good, trust me, really
When you
good.
put it that way, it seems a little sketchy, but I'll take your word for it. I had their beef bulgogi, or
Oh,
however
yeah.
you pronounce it, the other day, and that one was really good. I've also had their orange chicken, and then they have these like glass noodles that are technically made from sweet potatoes and are clear, so I have no idea how they're made from sweet potatoes, but they're really good, and especially when you pair it with orange chicken. I'm trying to think. So my weekly stat, I've been trying to somewhat set up a routine, perchance a little bit, for like nighttime and then waking up, because I don't know, I've come to find out that even though I go to bed early, I have a hard time getting up at the same time every morning, keep hitting the snooze button. So what I've been doing at night, instead of scrolling or watching an episode of New Girl, I've been rewatching that. I've decided to read, because I have all these books that I need to read. Well, I don't need to. I would like to read, and I have a lot of to-be-read books. So I just decided to pick up one book and try to read one chapter each night. And what ends up happening is I'll start one chapter, and that'll be so good that I'll keep reading. Chapters I've read this week, I think I'm at 13 now. I started the book and then just kept going, and it's actually a really good book. It is the 20-something treatment by Dr. Meg J. She also wrote The Defining Decade, which I was recommended to that by a friend, and I highly recommend if you haven't read it. Both books have been really good, and if you want to learn more about them before buying them, she went on the Mel Robbins podcast, I believe, last week, and discussed her books and all the research she's done with 20-somethings, and it was very entertaining. So if you're looking for a little bit of information before going out and buying her books or renting them or reading them, I highly recommend that podcast episode. It was really good. That brings us into the headlines of the week. Holly, what's your headline of the week?
All right, so for me, this week I learned that I have adult onset asthma. And I also learned that you can get adult onset asthma because I thought it was something you mostly just had as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but I
Yeah.
guess that's good to know. A good PSA. Interesting. Well, I'm glad you're doing better.
Thank you.
And it's nice to be able to say it's this, not just, oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. So I'm glad it was just asthma and not like lung cancer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't start Googling stuff, because it's going to be like, you have 6 days to live.
But I'm really good at overthinking.
Oh, me too. Me too. We could do a whole episode about overthinking. One day, when we're in an overthinking spiral, we should write down every single thing we were thinking of.
Oh, yes.
I did that the other day. I had 15 or 16 questions or concerns going around in my head all at once. We could make a whole episode on that. Maybe we'll
Start
do that
journaling
later
my
on.
worries.
For my headline of the week, this is going to blow some people's minds. I actually used some math that I had learned in class to help me throughout the day. I know your mind is blown. Now, granted, this was from my financial math class, which was a higher up math class that I took, but I was using the amortization schedule, which I'm probably butchering it, so I sound like a fraud, but I promise. There is a formula to help you figure out when you are looking to buy a place, like a house or a townhouse or whatever, and you're going to have a mortgage. You can use the amortization schedule or I should say a loan. When you have a loan, you can use this schedule to figure out what your monthly payment will be depending on your interest rate, how many times it compounds, the how much you're borrowing. And so yeah, you can use that. I've come to find out I can't afford anything. So thank goodness I have my water bottle here,
Because
my
obviously
support water bottle.
a $20 Stanley Cup will
Ooh,
impact
that was loud.
your ability. See, like a $20 water bottle is going to stop you from being able to buy $1 million house, obviously.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the issue that we're facing today.
especially if you buy a reusable water bottle you use every day and don't constantly buy more of.
Yes, yes, Holly, you've pinned it down. Yes, that
Yes.
is correct. So I was proud to say that I've used math once so far. No, I'm kidding. I use it a lot, but I know a lot of people may comment, when will I ever have to use this? Well, I did, so there you go. All right. You want to talk about your adulting moment of the week?
All right, so this week I bought new dry pantry storage containers. So I also got a rice dispenser so it holds a 25-pound bag of rice.
Oh, wow.
I know because I wanted to buy the Costco bag of rice.
Yeah, I
Because
know
it's like,
exactly that. My roommate in college got it
yeah.
and it sat on our chair in the kitchen.
So it's only $10 for 25 pounds of
Are you
rice.
serious? It's like $10?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
it's a great
gosh.
deal. So I got this like little rice dispenser from Amazon and you press a little button and it just dispenses rice for you.
That's awesome. I
So
didn't even
cute.
know that was the thing.
And then I got new dry pantry storage containers for my flour and sugar and things.
There you go.
And the brown sugar one has this fancy little puck of terracotta
Oh, really?
that's supposed to keep the brown sugar like
Oh,
fresh.
interesting. So
No
if you
idea
don't
if it
bake a
works.
lot, brown sugar specifically, when air gets to it, it kind of clumps together and then it's not as fresh as if you just got it out of a new package. So I didn't know terracotta would work, but what I've seen and done is putting a slice of bread in there. I think I've also seen like a marshmallow, like
Ooh.
anything to absorb kind of the moisture, and that works pretty well. That's exciting. I always like organizing stuff. It takes me a long time to start organizing, but then once I do organize, I'm like, "Yes, very nice."
But yeah, I'll have to check out using a slice of bread or a marshmallow because I've never heard of those. It's
Yeah,
worth a
the
try.
bread works well. I don't know what I feel like there was something else I put in. I don't know if it was marshmallow, so we might have to go with that. And then my adulting, I have 2 things of the week. One's very much adulting. I finally did some meal prep and it finally paid off. So I have a tendency to look up a bunch of recipes, not make them, and then complain about being hungry throughout the whole week. So I decided not to overcomplicate things, and what I did was I just prepped some protein sources at the beginning of the week so I could easily make whatever I wanted with them. So I did some crock pot chicken. I just threw chicken in a crock pot with chicken broth, let it cook, shut it up, and then I had it on wraps sometimes. I got some ground turkey. I made some taco meat with it. So I had a quesadilla for lunch today. So I have quick meals I can make from some of the stuff I've prepped. So I finally ate all my meal prep. Another thing related to adulting, I was going for my little hot girl walk. You know, the weather's been pretty nice. As I'm walking, I saw a sign that humbled me. Okay, so I walked past an elementary school, and you know how it says, like, welcome to the elementary school, and then there's, like, usually a little letterboard underneath that has events and stuff. It says, welcome to the class of 2038.
Way.
I know I can complain about how I feel so old, but I really have no place even mentioning how old I am or feeling that old because there's so many more people older than me. But I got absolutely humbled reading that sign. I was like, "Excuse me, 2038?
Is that when we'll graduate high school?
That's when they'll graduate high school?" I was like, "Oh my gosh." So yeah, if you want to feel really old, just know that the kids going into kindergarten this year will graduate in the year 2038.
It's almost 20.
I know, I know. I just thought I should throw in that blurb. Right, and that brings us to our final segment of WHAT News of trending topics.
All right. So, have you heard of Labubus?
I have heard of Labubus.
What are your opinions?
They're not for me. If you don't know what they are, they're like little keychains that are stuffed animals, but kind of scary looking, like bears or trolls or something. And they're like $100 and I don't know what they're supposed to do for your bag. Like, I've seen some designer bags, like, there was a Coach bag that I really liked that I was looking at, and it had a cute little, like, cherry charm on the side or whatever, but I don't understand the hype around them. I don't really know how they even became popular, but I know people are, like, stealing them, trying to sell them for more. There's, like, off-market ones. I don't know, they're not for me, but if you wanna accessorize your bag like that, you do you. How do you feel about them?
So I recently went to a Pop Mart for the first time. They recently opened one here near us, and I thought it was like a home goods store, so I was pretty confused when I went in there.
Yeah,
But they're all like, what's the word for it?
like
Yeah,
knickknacks?
they're like little knickknacks, and they're also blind boxes, so you don't know which one you're gonna get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like it's kind of like gambling because like you have to keep buying them to see if you get the rare one you want.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just makes me think back to other trends that have happened, like, the one I was thinking about the other day, do you remember silly bands?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So if you don't know what silly bands are. I think they were popular probably in like 2010, 2012. They're these little rubber bands that when they're like just laying flat on a table or something, they make the outline of an animal, a soccer ball, a piece of fruit, like of a whole bunch of different things. And so you'd go to like, Walgreens or something and kind of like Pokemon cards, you'd buy a pack and you'd see which ones you got. And then you would want to trade them. And you were the it kid if you had a whole bunch on your wrist. They looked so crazy on your wrist because they were all bubbled at the end, not bubbled, they all had jagged edges 'cause, it was making a shape when it laid flat, but I just do you remember those?
Yeah. And you would be so cool, like, if you had them from, like, your wrist to your elbow, and people would wear so many of them, and, like, you'd feel like you were so rich and cool, but honestly, they were, like, I think 6 for a dollar.
Yeah, they
They
were
were really
super
cheap.
cheap, and then you'd wanna try and collect all the different types, so you'd be trading people, and of course, there were different packs of stuff, so it's interesting seeing all the different trends that have been happening and ones that have happened before and seeing it'll be interesting to see what the trends will be moving on, and then maybe Labubu's will come back in 20 years.
And then hopefully silly bands will come back now.
Yeah, I mean, you can still buy them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. How about the Rainbow Loom made bracelets, like the
Yeah.
little rubber
Oh my gosh, I had so many of those as a kid.
We're going off on a tangent now, but
But
it's
no,
okay.
I'm gonna look up silly bands actually buying them now because I didn't know you could still buy them.
Yeah, you can still buy them and they're still pretty cheap.
This blew my mind.
One trending topic I saw. Did you know that Cracker Barrel changed their logo?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so I personally haven't eaten at a Cracker Barrel all that much, maybe like a handful of times throughout my entire life, so it's not like my favorite restaurant at all. But I know some people absolutely love it and just enjoy going there. And so I saw a headline that they changed their logo. So their old logo, I didn't like the color scheme, but it's kind of a classic. Like from far away driving on the highway, you could see that there's a Cracker Barrel coming up. They made it the most basic logo ever. They kept, like, the same colors and stuff, but it's just so boring. It doesn't have anything to do with Cracker Barrel, it's literally just the words on a yellow background.
So I just looked it up and it's so minimalistic and sad, and it doesn't have the same energy of a Cracker Barrel. Because,
Yeah.
like, when I look at Cracker Barrel, I don't think modernist art, minimalist art. But yeah, I've noticed there's a huge trend of making corporate logos extremely minimalist. So,
I also saw another headline today of something like they lost millions of dollars because of the Switch. I don't know how true that is, but I just thought, yeah, probably because that logo is hideous. Alright, well, that wraps up our WHAT news for this week. It's the news you didn't know you needed.
but now you know.
But now you know. Before we dive into our main topic, well, we actually have two different ones. We're doing combined episode. Before we dive into the main part of our episode, I wanted to go back to last week's episode. So if you haven't watched last week's episode, we hyped it up a lot. You should check out our Instagram. It was National Potato Day on the 19th. And so we celebrated National Potato Day. Holly and I did together. We ate some fries. We sang Kumbaya. And we were telling stories about potatoes. What's your favorite type of potato says about you. I put out a quiz on Instagram to tell you what sort of potato you are. So go take that. But I forgot to tell the story. And this is a really short story. But I forgot to even mention, my mom had to remind me that one time for my birthday, my uncle just gave me a large baked potato for my birthday.
So were there any toppings?
No, it wasn't even cooked. It
Oh, it
was
was just
just
a
like, "Here's a potato." It was probably the size of my hand, so it
like
was
an
like,
unbaked potato.
yes, it was an unbaked potato. He just said, "Happy birthday, here's a potato." And I was like 12, 14. I don't know. I was like, "Thanks."
It's so random.
Yeah, so I thought I would throw that story in there because I forgot to tell it last week.
Your birthday unbaked potato.
Interesting, but we do have 2 different topics we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna do a combo episode, which will be kinda fun. You know what? Giving a potato as a birthday gift, it feels illegal, but it isn't.
It definitely does. It seems wrong, but I guess it's not illegal.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about things that feel legal but really aren't, and then break it down into controversial food pairings, or just really controversial food takes. Holly, you want to start us off with things that feel illegal but aren't?
Okay, so we broke it up into different sections. So the first is just general public menace energy. So things that you feel are menacing but aren't illegal. First one is using public bathrooms in stores without buying anything.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but at the same time, like, if you gotta go, you gotta go. And you know there's gonna be a bathroom there. It's probably gonna be well taken care of compared to other places you could go. So I don't know, I can kind of see it both ways. Maybe just like getting a water or something, but I don't know. I feel like you gotta let people use the bathroom.
And like, if you think about it, I'm sure they'd prefer that you use the bathroom than going to the bathroom outside of the bathroom.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
yeah.
The other thing I was thinking of is when you go to a store, right? So you go to Target or whatever. When you go to Target and you buy like a purse or a shirt or something, and then the next time you go to Target, you're wearing the shirt and then you're walking around and you're like, "Oh my god, everyone's going to be staring at me thinking that I stole this shirt." But really, I bought it last week. Here's the receipt. It's really so I just laugh at that cuz I'm like walking in, I'm like, "I promise I didn't steal this." I do it all the time with Target and Old Navy.
Yeah, I feel like that even if I bought something over a year ago and I'm like, I promise I didn't steal this, but
Some
there's it's obviously worn and old.
Somebody's gonna throw me out of the store for wearing a shirt that they sold millions of. Another thing that feels illegal but really isn't is when you go to Target and you walk out of Target with nothing.
Yeah, I always feel like they're gonna think I'm shoplifting.
You're like, "I promise I was just trying to get my daily steps in, trying to get some retail therapy, but I'm broke because of my water bottle. So I just needed to walk around and feel something."
I bought too many water bottles. I can't buy anything else.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Holly, how do you feel about if you park in a parking lot at a store that you're not going to and you walk across the street to the other store?
Okay, I'll do that a lot, I'll be honest. But my fiance doesn't like it. It scares him because
Oh, really?
sometimes I'll park at a Walgreens when I go walk around a little downtown area nearby. And my fiance is like, we're gonna get towed. We can't do this. So we always have to buy candy at Walgreens or at the CVS. So
Oh my gosh. Well,
yeah.
that gives you an excuse to buy candy, but I really don't think anyone's gonna be like, "Were you in Walgreens? I saw you walking around downtown."
Did you or did you not buy anything at this Walgreens?
No one's gonna no one's gonna interrogate you. No one's gonna interrogate you. I think it's pretty obvious if you park in like a carry out only parking spot or like obviously something that you're not supposed to park in. But I think that one's fine.
Another one that feels illegal, but probably isn't, is sneaking candy into the movie theater. Or is it actually illegal? I don't know.
I don't know, but I've done it so many times. On a I don't know, because sometimes they're like, that's how people get paid, like,
Yeah.
selling you the candy at the concessions, but then sometimes you're like, "I'm already paying for the movie, I don't wanna pay for more candy and stuff." I don't know, I think it's your call. I don't think people are paid enough to look through your bag and be like, "Oh, you can't have that." Obviously, just don't make it obnoxious. Like, don't walk in with a clear purse and you can
Yeah.
see that you're trying to smuggle in Mike and Ike's, but
Because I used to feel worse about it, but recently I went to the Minecraft movie and people brought in whole Minecraft meals from McDonald's.
Are you serious?
So if you don't know what the Minecraft meal is, it's a kids meal, but it's for adults, and you get an adult exclusive collectible figurines. It's a toy, but you get your own.
Collectible figurine.
But you get a toy that's only for adults. So, but yeah, so people are bringing in whole McDonald's meals into a
I
movie
feel like
theater.
that's a little bit of a stretch.
And no one stopped them, like, they didn't even say anything to them about it. So, I feel
Interesting.
a little bit better about sneaking in candy now.
Okay, yeah. Or what you can do, or what I like to do, like you sneak in the candy, but you buy the popcorn there. Their popcorn's delicious. It's a
Honestly,
win-win.
do you ever just keep snacks in your purse anyway? 'Cause sometimes I
Yes.
do, yeah.
And then I forget that it's in my purse, and then I end up with like 4 smushed protein bars.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. You always gotta have
Yeah.
snacks. I can't not have snacks. I overprepare. I've
No, me
got
too.
so much stuff in my purse. I'm like, if this happens, I got this. If this happens, I got that.
Have you ever made the mistake of putting a Nature Valley granola bar into a bag?
But that would be my worst nightmare because how do you get every last crumb out of your purse?
Never.
I wanna meet somebody who can eat that Nature Valley bar without getting pieces everywhere.
Just without making crumbs at all.
The best were the peanut butter ones that had, like, the thin layer. They're so good, but they're so you gotta eat it outside. You gotta be like, "Here, birds and squirrels, here's your snack for the next week because these are so crunchy and messy."
Which it makes sense why they're always given out, like, during, like, sports and outdoor activities for kids,
Yeah.
or, like, my parents would just buy them when we went hiking, so that makes more sense why they did that.
You could eat this snack only if you're outside. I always liked how they gave you 2 granola bars. You're like, "Wow, I'm getting
Yeah,
bang for my buck." You're 4 years old, but you're like, "Yes, I get a double granola bar."
I know. So what about putting your more than the amount of items allowed in the express checkout lane?
Oh, okay. Sometimes I guesstimate, I'm not gonna lie, when it says, like, express checkout 15 items, I'm like, "Yeah, it's 15-ish." But I also it's obvious if you try going there and you got a full cart, it's gonna be so obvious. So, if you're close to the cutoff, I say it's fine, but if it's gonna be a pain, nah, just be an adult and go to the regular checkout.
Because, like, I feel like it's not noticeable if you accidentally have, like, 15 items instead of 16,
Yeah,
or, like, 16 instead of 15, but, like, if you have a full cart, everyone's gonna know and be like, "Come on, dude.
yeah.
Come on."
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that. The one I think of most often of things that feel legal but really aren't, or maybe this is, but when you go to turn, if you're in the right lane and you go to turn right, really it doesn't matter which way you're turning, but when you turn, you're supposed to turn into the closest lane to you. But sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like turning into a lane and then quickly signaling and then moving over, so I just pull into the further lane. That's probably technically not the correct thing to do, but then I always feel like whatever, everybody does it. So I wanted to get your take. Do you do that?
My
Is
mom
it illegal? Any cops listening to this? Is it illegal?
my mom was very big on not doing this, so
Oh.
technically, there is a traffic law against it, but
Oh,
it's not
okay.
as enforced as speeding and everything else. So technically, I think it is slightly illegal,
Slightly, yeah.
mildly illegal.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah, only and it's just like a fine, you're not gonna get arrested. I still do it, and honestly, I see cops do it all the time. I just immediately turn on my turn signal and will just cut across.
Okay, here's a really good one. It probably again, this one's probably technically illegal, but so many people do it. Filling your water cup up with Sprite or any sort of soda.
I've done that before in high school when I was really broke, but
Yeah, when you're broke, you're like, "It's
they
fine.
won't know.
I'm just drinking," and you would get Sprite because it's clear, and
Yeah,
then they'd be like, "We don't have sparkling water," and you're like, "Yeah, you do." I think technically someone stated that it's stealing from the company, but I mean, with the size of a water cup, like, it's not like you're really getting that much soda.
and, like, if you've worked at restaurants, the cost of soda costs less than the cup, so you're not taking too much money, but still, I guess, it's illegal, but
Yeah, this one always felt fun. Well, I like doing this, but I could kinda see when you go to IKEA and you look through all their little scenarios of stages of, here's a bedroom, sitting on the furniture, pretending it's yours, and pretending like you live there, like, "Oh, I could see myself in this sort of kitchen," but
I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this stereotype. There's a stereotype that couples get into fights at IKEA,
really?
which I've never had that happen because the first thing I always do is eat at IKEA because the cafe closes earlier than the rest of the store. So we always go eat and then just like play house essentially, but as adults.
I love that. I'm like, I
So,
need some inspiration for something I can't afford right now, but maybe in the future I'll be able to afford. And by that time, this will be out of style. So then maybe it'll be on sale.
and also if you go there in the winter, IKEA actually has a lot of sunlight in the cafe, so you can get your
Oh,
sun.
good to know. Okay, now we want to move on to digital crimes that feel illegal but aren't. The first one that comes to mind, listening to something on huge speed. So I've done this in a few different scenarios, specifically YouTube videos where somebody's trying to explain how to do something and they're taking way too long to get to the point. So then you just speed it up. Lectures that I was about to say advisors that professors have recorded and you're just trying to get through and not fall asleep. When I listen to it on high speed, I don't know, my brain is just like, "Okay, I understand. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep." And then finally on 2 times speed, audiobooks. I'll find a great audiobook and the person narrates like this. "Once upon a time in the land far, far away." And I'm like, "Oh my god, just get to the point." Then I'll move it up too fast, and I'll be like, "Once upon a time in a land far, far away," and I'm like, "What is happening?" So, you gotta find the sweet spot. But, yeah, sometimes fast forwarding I'm sorry, speeding up the video feels illegal.
I definitely will do that a lot, especially with, like, lectures and, like, things like that. It's funny because I also sometimes speed up, like, YouTube videos and, like, ebooks, but for some reason, it just sounds so much crazier when you do, like, double or speed of, like, an audiobook than, like,
Yeah.
double speed of a lecture. If it's a lecture, you're like, "Yeah, yeah, it makes perfect sense. This
But
is
then
right."
audiobook, you're like, "What?
Yeah.
Where?" Another one that I think of that it's not illegal, but I don't know. Sometimes I get a little nosy. Like, I don't try to be, but I'm just intrigued by people. So have you ever been on, like, an airplane or maybe you're waiting in the airport and someone's in front of you on their phone and you're
Yeah.
looking over their shoulder, you're like, "What's happening?" I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, hopefully not.
No, I've done that before too, and it's funny because it's like I think that kids do it a lot more now too, or, like, have you ever had, like, your phone die and you're, like, stuck on a plane and you're, like or, like, out in public and you're
You
like
need entertainment.
yeah, yeah. Because, like, I've noticed too because, like, when I was in high school, like, I used to play this, like, Tetris game on my phone. Other people would watch me play because they were bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, especially in,
yeah.
like, class when people would have
Yeah.
stuff on their computer, like they're playing a game in
Yeah.
class. Or my one friend and, did you ever watch those tasty videos
Oh, I
that
did,
show
yeah.
you, like, how to cook a meal, but it was in, like, 1-minute format? The girl who sat in front of me would play those, and I loved watching those.
Oh, me too. I used to always watch the tasty videos too, and when I was in lectures, I would see people watch those.
Yeah. We're not recommending that you do that, but I did see a funny video of I'm trying to think of do you know who Trevor Wallace
Oh,
is?
yeah.
He made a funny video saying that for the people who have their font size super big on their phone, you're inviting us to read your text messages, and that's just how it's gonna be.
So similar I've heard, like, a similar joke where it's like, if you're having a speakerphone conversation in public, then
Oh
it's a
my
public
gosh.
conversation.
Yes. The amount of people who have their phone call on speakerphone while they're driving and you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Even, like,
Yeah.
working at Starbucks, you could hear everybody's conversation, and some of them were funny.
Because sometimes, like, if your phone is loud enough, like, you can hear it even with the windows closed.
Yeah, definitely.
So something that feels illegal is when if you're a true crime fan and you're
Yes.
just, like, watching, like, episodes and episodes of, like, Snapped or, like, Criminal Minds or something, and
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files, and you keep looking up or Dateline NBC. I feel like it's illegal when I'm just, like, rapid firing looking up true crime cases, but
You're like, "I just wanna know information, not for any particular reason, but"
but if you look at the order, it's just the order of Dateline NBC episodes.
Yeah,
Another one for me is accidentally screenshotting a Snapchat message, even if it's someone you're friends with who won't care, or even if you have permission to take a screenshot, feels so illegal and
it
so
really
cringy.
does. You're like, "I don't think I should be able to do this, but I'm
Yeah.
going to do it anyway." Definitely. And we wanna hear from you, so comment below. Let us know, what are things that you do that feel legal but aren't?
For me, I also feel like it's illegal when I clear my search history. I have no idea why, but it's just like the FBI is gonna know.
Because you did that, they're gonna come knocking on your door. Oh my gosh. So that was it for the digital ones, and then we have social offenses. So we did public, digital, now social. I always feel bad. It's more like a guilt for these than anything. Not saying bless you after someone sneezes. I definitely am like, "Ah, I should say something," but sometimes I'm like, "Nah, I'm not in the mood."
Yeah.
Not that it feels illegal, but I guess doing something illegal would make you feel guilty, so that's how it ties in. Oh, okay, how about have you ever done this using your mom's Costco card?
So I have my own Costco card, but when I was 24, I went to a Costco and they told me I was checking out and they told me I needed to go get my mom and I couldn't use her card. And I was like, "Do you want to see my license?" And I showed my license and then like there was like another person at the cash register. The other person said, "Not now, don't do this again." So it
Oh
was
my
like,
god,
"Okay, is she doing this to a lot of people?"
that's so weird.
I know they've been cracking down on Costco membership
Yeah.
sharing recently, but I feel like if it's your mom, you should get a pass.
Yeah, I'm like, "Hey, mom, we need to go to Costco now." Because now I think when they scan it, your picture comes up or something. But every time I'd walk into Costco, I'd cover her picture in the bottom so no one could tell. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yes,
Well, but
yes,
you can get away with using it for gas.
yes,
Yeah, so
I have done that." The other thing, I'm like, "I'm just gonna spend money at Costco,
yeah,
so why are you excluding me? My mom pays
yeah,
for it."
I know.
I don't know, I guess, mom, you and I are gonna go shopping all the time. See, but yeah, you can bring someone else in to shop together. So I don't know.
Another one that feels illegal is when you're not clapping, but everyone else is clapping. So I feel like, have you ever been in like a social situation where everyone's clapping, but you're not like, if you're in a plane or like at the movie theater
Yeah.
and you're like, am I supposed to clap?
And then you're like, "No, but yes, but no," and then you're overthinking, and then you're like, "Oh my gosh, everyone's staring at me because 'cause I'm not clapping." So then you kinda, like, fake clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. I'm trying to think.
More on the Costco too, I feel like another social offense is taking 2 free samples
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of 1.
They're free samples.
Yeah, they're free
Obviously,
samples.
don't be a pig and take all of them, but you can put your hair up, apply some lipstick.
Yeah,
Actually, no, leave your hair down, wear no makeup, grab a sample. Walk around the next aisle,
yeah.
throw your hair up and put some lipstick on, add some glasses, you're a new person.
And you know what? The sample stations are always so crowded, so you could also just be like, "No, no, no, no. I'm just trying not to crowd your station. We're
Yeah.
we're in the other aisle." They will not
I'm
know.
grabbing one for my sister. Do I have a sister? No. Do you need to know that? Also, no.
But, like, recently I went to Costco and they were giving out samples of sirloin steak, which they
Ooh.
don't do that one very often, but there was this guy just sitting there. He looks like he was having a bad day, but he just was eating one sample after another. And then if anyone, like, reached over him to grab a sample, he just death glared at them.
Oh my god.
But no, he just went for it, so maybe just don't prevent other people from having samples, but if you want to, go for it.
Yeah, just don't be obnoxious. All right. So that brings us to the end of I can't think of words. That brings us to the end of things that feel illegal but really aren't. Again, if you have an idea of something that you may or may not do, or maybe you've heard of a friend who does it, let us know. We want to hear from you. And now we're going to move on to controversial food opinions, which we thought we would just add in here because we talked a lot about potatoes last week and it's got us thinking more about food. So we're going to dive in and debate some of these highly debatable topics. Holly, you want to start us off?
Ooh, first off, one of the most popular ones, does pineapple belong on pizza? I kinda like it. I don't like it if it's canned and soggy though. But,
Yeah,
like,
I'm torn. Like,
yeah.
I've eaten it before. It is not my top choice. So I don't know. If you want it, you can have the whole pizza to yourself. There's so many other different types of pizza that are so much better. So I'm in the middle. I don't care.
So, here's another one. What's your opinion on breakfast for dinner or eating dinner food for breakfast? Are you a fan? Not a fan?
So breakfast for dinner and then dinner food for breakfast?
I feel like breakfast for dinner is a lot more normalized.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Breakfast for dinner's elite. How about a bowl of cereal at night?
so good.
That's the best late night snack. Dinner food for breakfast. The only thing I could think of that falls in that category is pizza. And I've done that before.
I've done it before too.
I think one time I've eaten like a leftover burrito for breakfast too. So you can do it, but I think breakfast for dinner is the best move there.
And, like, since I've been opening more at work, I've been eating breakfast at weird hours.
Yeah.
So I've been finding myself eating weird things, but, at weird
I
times.
saw
Yeah,
somebody say, like, for breakfast, stop eating these, like, sugary processed just eat what you'd have for dinner
yeah.
at breakfast. But I'm like, no way in the morning at 8 AM I'm gonna want chicken and roasted vegetables. That's
I did have a burrito bowl for breakfast recently, and that was pretty good.
You can
Yeah.
yeah, that's understandable. Okay, how do you feel about fruit on salad? Not fruit salad, but fruit on salad.
I feel like it's really hit or miss for me. I either really like it or really don't like it. When I was little, I hated sweet and savory things together, so
Oh, really?
but now I'm more okay with it. If it's, like fresh strawberries, that's really good.
Yeah, especially with, like, balsamic glaze, a little bit of blue cheese. That's good. I don't know how I feel about, like, mandarin oranges on, like, the Thai version of salad, so I haven't really eaten it all that much, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Um, my apartment building in the elevators posts little recipes of the month,
Oh,
and
really?
it was okay, they've been funny though, because last month I'll send you the pictures. Last month it was pasta salad with fruit. So it was
What?
macaroni, pasta salad with mayo, and yogurt dressing with vinegar in it. Then it was apples, grapes, oranges, mandarin oranges, bananas,
What?
and cherries.
That's disgusting.
So,
Was that a joke?
I don't know.
God.
So I don't know.
I hope it is, that's disgusting. I've seen people put,
Yeah.
like, grapes in chicken salad, I don't like that.
No, but I think putting bananas
With mayo?
in with
Or
mayo and
yogurt
salad,
or whatever? No,
that went too far for me, that
that
went too
was too
far for
far.
me.
How do you feel about eating cold pizza? Now, we're from Chicago-ish. I know people will come at us, they'll be like, "You're not from Chicago." We'll say Chicago-ish. So, we know a lot about pizza. How do you feel about cold pizza?
It's okay. I like it warm. I'll always warm up my pizza before I eat it, but I know a lot of people do. My mom does, my fiance does. It's
Yeah.
okay. It'll do, but
I'll eat both. I prefer it hot, but I'll eat both, and sometimes nothing hits like a cold slice of pepperoni pizza, so
oh yeah, I feel like thin crust, I'm more willing to eat cold.
yes,
Yeah.
thin crust. Thicker crust, not. Thin crust, definitely, yes. Alright, when I saw this one on our little list, I got excited. Dipping fries in milkshakes.
So
Is it
good.
elite or
Oh, it's
unhinged?
so good.
The salty sweet, it's so good. I'm thinking, like, fries in a Frosty. Yeah. Now I really want fries and a milkshake. That sounds amazing. All right. Now we move on to different types of sauces. These are some fun categories. You
Some
came
controversial sauce opinions. So, there's some people who put ranch on everything and some people who put ranch on nothing.
Yes. What category did you fall into?
I think you should be in the middle because, like, you know, people who really literally they can't eat anything without ranch. Have you met those people? And
Yes.
that's okay, but like, I can't put ranch on pizza.
Really?
No,
Okay. I guess
but
I
it's
fall
good.
more towards the
Well,
ranch on everything.
that's good though. But I do like cold ranch. Oh wait. So do you mean cold ranch or hot ranch on pizza? Put it
Like you warm it up?
like, do you put the ranch on the pizza before or after you cook the pizza? Because
Oh,
I've had.
cut up the pizza and with the slice, you dip the
Oh
slice.
yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Oh
Somebody put it on that pizza?
yeah. So I've had pizza where instead of tomato sauce they use ranch.
No, 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 no.
But no, dipping your pizza in ranch,
No,
that's
no,
pretty
no.
good.
Well, how about a barbecue chicken pizza with ranch? I'm thinking of mod pizza.
So good.
It's so good, and you get ranch on the side.
Or do you ever put, like, make homemade ranch dip? So
Mhm.
good too.
That one's really good. So, I really like ranch. My brother really doesn't like ranch, so he wouldn't put it on anything. So,
Uh,
I can definitely see both sides, but I definitely fall more towards the ranch on everything.
especially, like, if I ever go to get wings, I always get, like, extra celery and ranch and
Yes, you
carrots.
gotta get
Yeah.
the extra ranch.
And, like, wings with ranch, also so good.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Okay, how do you feel about ketchup on eggs?
That one I don't like, but again, my mom and my fiance both love.
I don't know who sat there and was like, "Yes, ketchup on eggs, let's go." I can't do it. No, especially when you get somebody gets a skillet and then it's got eggs and then they just put ketchup over the whole thing. No.
No, I can't
But
do
then again, if you're listening to last week's episode, you've come to find out that I'm not a big fan of ketchup anyway. There's that. If you do it, go you.
Okay, so the next one is honey mustard or barbecue.
I like both, but I
Yeah.
tend to have barbecue more often.
I feel like I can't decide. I both like them for different things. Like, I wouldn't put barbecue on a fried chicken sandwich.
That's true.
I put honey mustard, but
I feel like
on
most
brisket,
barbecues
yeah,
taste good.
yeah,
Honey mustard's hit or miss for me. Some of
yeah.
them are so good and some of them are not. So, but I'm more barbecue. Ooh, okay. Chunky salsa or smooth salsa?
Okay, I usually go with smooth salsa. What about you?
Me too. I'm not the biggest fan of tomatoes. I'll eat some salsa here and there. I'm more of a queso girly.
Okay,
Like
so good.
too much of a queso girly, but it's fine. Okay. Now, oh, I see how it did it. Okay, this is all about texture. How do you feel about cilantro?
Okay, have you heard about the gene that
There's a gene?
okay, so there's a gene that makes you be able to taste cilantro. So if you have the wrong gene, it makes cilantro taste like soap.
I have the wrong gene.
Oh, it tastes like soap for you?
It does not taste good.
Yeah, so I got really lucky, so I can taste it, and it just tastes like parsley, but different.
Well, I don't like cilantro.
Like, to me, it tastes like pretty smart parsley, but my sister got the gene where she doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's not good to me. It doesn't add anything, and one time I got a bagged Southwest salad, I was excited to eat
Ooh.
it, giant chunks of cilantro. I was like,
And it's so sad because they put cilantro in so many things.
they really do. Like, if it's not noticeable, it's fine, but I don't like it.
So the next one, mushrooms.
Pass.
I feel like I definitely didn't like mushrooms as a little kid, and I only liked them in like a few ways.
I can thank my mom for that. She doesn't like them, so we were never fed them, and I think that's what scarred me, but I actually tried one, and the texture is just so bad. It's so slimy and nah.
So I do like them if they're diced up and fried, or like sautéed, but or roasted. And I like them in like soups and like pastas.
Yeah.
I don't like truffle though. It's just too mushroomy, and I also don't like any kind of canned mushrooms.
Ugh,
Horrible.
why would you can a mushroom and then be
It's
like,
just the
"Bon
worst thing to
appetit."
can. It's terrible to can.
Okay, how do you feel about peanut butter? Do you like crunchy or smooth?
I usually go with smooth. What about you?
When I was little, my mom bought crunchy one time and I complained about it.
Yeah, I complained about it too. I
So,
remember.
ever since then, I've had smooth, but last weekend when I was over at my boyfriend's house, I was like, "I'm hungry, I'm gonna get a snack," and I saw that he had extra crunchy peanut butter, and I got super excited, so I had an apple with the peanut butter, and then he goes, "I thought you don't like that." And I said, "Well, it just sounded good, so I tried it, and it's delicious." And he goes, "Did you just open up a new jar?" I'm like, "Sorry, I didn't see the other one that was open."
I feel like I definitely was afraid of it as a kid, but now I'll eat it, and it's okay.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
I like it for something different. To be honest, all peanut butter is good.
Okay, so next, boba. Do you like it or do you hate it?
I only really like the popping boba. I'm not a big fan of the tapioca boba or whatever. It's kinda like a fruit snack.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the texture's fine, it's just the taste doesn't taste very good.
So I really like the tapioca boba, but like apparently Twizzlers are also controversial. Did you know that?
What?
Because people think that they're
Twizzlers?
like taste or like
They're
feel like
delicious.
plastic. They're delicious.
I especially love the ones that you can peel apart.
Yeah, but I love Twizzlers and I like boba too.
Wow. Okay. I guess now we're into eating habits. When you eat mac and cheese, do you eat it with a spoon or a fork?
Obviously, I use a fork and then I capture the macaronis on the fork tines. What about you?
I think I lean more towards fork.
Yeah.
Both are acceptable, but I think I just use a fork more often than I'm not like, "Let me go grab a spoon." Let's see. How do you feel about pizza crust?
I always eat pizza crust. What
I
about you?
love pizza crust. It's extra bread.
I'm a carb
Who
girl though,
who
so
doesn't like extra bread?
oh,
My
exactly.
cousin doesn't like their crust. I'm like, "Who raised you?" I keep seeing this one, it makes me laugh. Are boneless wings just chicken nuggets?
I once got into a heated argument about this one.
Really?
So, yeah, like one time at a Starbucks I was working at, we got into like about like a 3-hour argument about whether or not boneless wings were just chicken nuggets.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
person said he only ate unsauced boneless wings.
Okay, so that's a nugget.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if you don't put any sauce on, like, ugh, if you don't put any sauce on it, it's basically just a chicken nugget. I guess it's like whole grain, like it's not like ground up, you know?
Uh,
What are your thoughts? Are boneless wing chicken nuggets or are they different?
I feel like I like your statement about if it has sauce, then it's a wing. If it's not, it's chicken nugget.
Which I still haven't tried the Wendy's saucy nugs.
I haven't either. They just I don't know, when you call them saucy nugs, like, that doesn't scream out, "Please buy them."
And for some reason, every time I've ever seen them, I've just thought, I'm gonna spill this in my car.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna spill this on me.
They're probably pretty good. Okay.
So, what about eating Oreos whole or opening them up and eating the frosting separate?
Just I want the Oreo in my belly.
Yeah,
So I don't waste the time, but it
yeah.
tastes good with a small glass of milk.
I do think I have no preferred way to eat a Oreo, just eating it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
just
I'll eat
eating
them
it
different.
sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I'm trying to think of okay, these are some ones. How do you like your steak? Because I feel like depending on which way you like this, people are very opinionated on that.
Oh, yes, they are. So, I honestly usually get it like medium well.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
that way for a long time,
Yeah.
and then I just inched back to
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah.
I forget what the statement that my aunt and uncle say. They like find a cow, smack it, and put it on my plate or something
Yeah.
like that. Like that's how they want it. I'm like,
But
but to each their own.
I do like medium rare too, but It just depends
Yeah, I guess it kinda depends.
on what I
I
get.
usually don't like it too rare.
No, but medium rare is, like, the most I'll go. But I feel like do kind of like it. I said medium well the first time, didn't
Yeah.
I?
Did you meant to say medium rare?
I meant medium rare.
Oh.
I'm also not very, how do I call it, good at cooking or no, like, experienced cooking
Yeah,
steaks.
I
So,
definitely have not cooked a steak.
it's definitely one of those things where I'll just be like, "Babe, I bought steaks," and he's like, "Okay, I'm getting out the cast iron, we're doing this, and I have a steak thermometer, and then you're gonna eat it." And I'm like, "Yeah."
So there you go.
Oh,
I was thinking of some of the controversial food things that I have eaten in my life and made. When I have a hot dog, obviously I like a good Chicago dog. I don't put ketchup on my hot dog, so you're welcome. But I don't know, I don't know when I even tried this, but many years ago, I just started putting barbecue sauce on my hot dog. Like, that's it.
that's a thing. That's
Okay,
a
my boyfriend thinks it's weird, but I think it's good, and I just haven't eaten it that way. Same thing when you eat a brat. I do on one side of the bun, spicy brown mustard, and then
Ooh.
on the other side, barbecue.
Yeah, no, I need to try that, that sounds good.
It's very good, but I wasn't sure if that was controversial.
Okay, no, I think that's pretty typical. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't I feel like everyone's just, like, very picky about how they like their hot dogs and burgers, you know?
That's true, yeah.
Things out of the normal are just weird. But also, I know that people make bacon wrapped barbecue hot dogs too.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah, and then some people also put the barbecue sauce on the hot dogs on the grill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which I wanna try that, but I don't think that's crazy. But
Okay, here's one. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I definitely haven't heard of this, but a few years ago, I would watch my cousin's 3 little kids over the summer, and so, obviously, they're hungry all the time, and I would have to make them lunch, and so I'd ask them what they wanted for lunch, and so one day, I was like, "I have stuff to make peanut butter and jellies, I can make a quesadilla." I made them so many quesadillas that year, I can't even count. They go, "Can I have a peanut butter and pickle sandwich?"
interesting.
I was like, "I'm sorry, what? You want pickle on your peanut butter sandwich?" And they're like, "Yes." I said, "Are you gonna eat that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they did eat it. And then when my cousin got home, I'm like, "So they asked me for this sort of sandwich?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, so sorry. That runs on the other side of my family. That's like a family thing." And I've been too nervous to try it.
Yeah, my sister likes them, but I haven't tried one, but I know they're a thing.
The craziest thing that I've had with peanut butter was I had peanut butter on a burger.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds weird, but it tasted really good. I don't know, I guess for most food things, you can't knock it until you try it.
So, with the hot dogs, what's your opinion on calling hot dogs glizzies?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It makes but for some reason, boys love it,
Yeah,
which
I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. I'm
it
like,
creeps me out a little. It gives me the ick.
yeah, that's a big ick. It's a red flag if someone calls it a glizzy.
So, I went to IKEA recently, and IKEA calls their hot dogs glizzies and has
Are
a
you serious?
huge banner about the size of this table saying, like, 99-cent glizzies.
Nah, just
No.
call it a hot dog.
Yeah, not for me, not for me.
Well, we hope you enjoyed listening to all of our controversial food takes. And if you have any that you really enjoy or you've seen other people eat and you're like, what the heck is happening? We want to hear from you. Again, comment on our YouTube page. You can also comment on Spotify now, which is pretty fancy. And then go ahead and follow us, give us a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Well, I'm gonna plug this in, but like, comment, subscribe on YouTube or Instagram at Expertly Unqualified. And before we wrap it up, we have to do our Expertly Unqualified rant and advice of the week.
So, do you have any rants?
I don't know if I have any rants this week. I feel like it's been a pretty mellow week. I don't know. Do you have any rants?
So, I've been driving on the highway more recently, so I would say people who drive 25 miles under the speed limit in the left lane on the highway, that's so scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary. And like, there's options. You don't have to take the highway everywhere if you're scared to drive fast. Why are you in the left lane?
Yeah. So, yeah. And then
Yeah.
sometimes when people are driving like 100,
Yeah.
you're like, why are you in the left lane?
Yeah. And I don't like driving too much. I do get nervous, but it's just like, I always feel like I'm going to get arrested when I'm passing someone in the right lane. And like, I feel like I'm speeding past them and I look and I'm like driving 5 miles under the speed limit.
Yeah. So basically, our rant this week is just learn how to drive. If you're driving too slow or too fast, what are you doing?
Just drive in the right lane.
Yeah, that's a great rant.
Any rants for you?
I ranted about pumpkin spice last week, but I'm kidding. I don't really have a rant. Maybe next week I'll come up with 2, but nothing to rant about here. What's some advice we can give? We talked about food, we talked about what did we talk about in the beginning?
Yeah, things that feel illegal but aren't.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's the advice. Don't eat disgusting food, try new food you haven't tried, and don't do anything illegal.
And for my expert advice, I feel like a lot of things that feel illegal but aren't illegal are actually just their social anxiety talking. And as
Yeah.
someone who's very anxious, I think that I constantly think I'm going to get arrested for things when I reflect upon are illogical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think a lot of people are thinking or looking at you, wondering what the heck is going on, most of the time they're not. You're
No, they're
worried more
not.
about yourself. So give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Expertly Unqualified, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that's a wrap on our episode of Expertly Unqualified. If you stuck around this long,
You're either extremely loyal, extremely bored, or extremely caffeinated. Either way, we love that for you.
make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review if you laughed, related, or were personally attacked by something we said. Find new episodes and more on our website, thepodmates.com.
And don't forget, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Expertly Unqualified. Send us your stories, questions, or weird hot takes. You might just hear them on a future episode.
We are, as always,
Expertly Unqualified. Conversation's so fun, you'll forget we have no idea what we're doing.
This was a Podmates production.